Good morning. Kicking off Davos Monday morning. Claudia, welcome. You and I just finished kicking off our Hispanic Society event, but you're not new to Davos. You've been doing Davos for 28 years. What do you think is different about this Davos?
First of all, our event was fantastic. Thank you so much for having me here. We had more than 100 Latinos, Hispanics, Latinx, whatever you want to call them, and allies that showed up because they want to unify and they want to infiltrate and make sure that everybody knows the Hispanic agenda. And thank you so much, because 5 years ago that you and I started this, it was 5 people. So from 5 to 100, it demonstrates the growth of the community. I think that this year, what's going to be different is that we have 50 elections. It's going to be one of the most important years for democracy. Decision makers have to probably come and make up their minds about where they stand in a very polarized world, where there's a lot of anti-ESG, anti-DEI, and a number of things where they have to get their clarity, I think, that for the year. So you see an agenda that is very tech-driven, and I think that decision makers are going to be more humble than in the past about making big predictions. And they're going to be more in learning and collaborative mode. I think that that's my Davos. And I think that you're going to see more people like Latinos showing up diversity at in the sessions.
Yeah, I have here some statistics that you have done research on. So Hispanic as a market is just in the United States $3.4 trillion. Is the third largest growing market, right behind China and India. So if it would be a country, the Hispanics would be the 5th economy in the planet. So the Hispanic purpose is an economic purpose, is a growth purpose, is a business purpose. Talk a little bit about that.
That's why we're here. We're here because decision makers need to grow. If you're a company, there's no way you can hire or sell without Latinos. If you're a politician, you cannot win an election without our community. And we're here to educate, to align, but also to educate decision makers and to get to know each other so that we can foster those partnerships that not only elevate the potential of Latinos, but become a win-win-win for everybody, because Hispanic progress is American progress.
And we can't talk about this Davos, without talking about artificial intelligence.
Yep.
Talk a little bit about the role of technology and the role of artificial intelligence and the guardrails that we need to put around it to make sure that it's a force for good and is a factor on actually achieving the Sustainable Development Goals.
Davos this year is AI. I mean, even though this has been a theme all across years, this year is the dominant theme, I think, that all together from all seeing all perspectives. And I think that you're going to start seeing a lot of the discussions about what are the policies, what are the guardrails that you need to make sure that it becomes a force for growth, not only a force for growth, and how are you going to make sure that the digital divide doesn't widen for communities like ours, but it becomes really the transformative force that can achieve things, or that can help accelerate things like the Sustainable Development Goals that were launched almost 7 years ago, and that need that technology push. So I think that there's going to be a lot of enthusiasm, but I hope that a lot of conscience as well about AI.
Well, that's good. I hope that's useful for everybody. Again, it's day one. A lot of Davos still to come. Claudia, always a pleasure being with you. And this is our now annual ritual of launching Davos with the Hispanic community.
The Hispanic Society in Davos presente.
Thank you.
Thank you.